Hi there, I'm Anne Edwards, and thanks for joining us once again on Face Off. And today we have a very special guest. Of course, he was once a businessman turned politician. We'll ask him shortly why this decision was made, but there were allegations and, of course, rumors saying that because he failed in his business, and we're thinking that he's probably making more money in politics. Right next to me, YB Tony Pua. Welcome
Hi.
to Face Off. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you today?
Good.
How's the weather coming here?
Weather has been good today. The haze is cleared.
Haze is cleared, yeah? How do you think that happened?
Somebody burned the forest in Sumatra.
Ernie Chen also joins us as resident guest on a Face Off. So is it true, this rumor and what has been written in the blogs that you became a politician because you failed in business?
What else can failed businessmen do? You join politics.
So you're making more money in politics?
But I made a mistake.
Oh.
I joined the wrong party.
Oh dear.
So you're saying that DAP is a very poor party?
No, DP don't have contracts.
Okay. So what does DAP do to support and sustain its party's activities then?
I think we are strongly dependent on the donations from the public, which is why you find a lot of fundraising dinners held by our branches throughout the country. And of course, during general elections, the donation boxes makes its rounds, and that funds our campaigns as well.
You had an incident with Shabazz where you were you had a statement that you made that demonized them in many ways, or make them feel that they didn't do what they're supposed to do, and they sued you.
Yeah.
And obviously you lost in that lawsuit, and you had to pay 200,000. Where did that money come?
The money came from the public. Once the suit was, the High Court made its judgment and stipulated when I had to pay. I had 2 weeks to come out with the money. We ran a campaign online, and we ran a campaign publicly with a dinner, and we raised about 300,000 to pay for the damages and the costs.
Wow, the public love you a lot.
And within 10 days. I was actually quite surprised.
Very popular, yeah, YB?
But the thing is, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but just before elections, the Court of Appeal have unanimously set aside the judgment by the High Court, and the money has been returned. And as per what we told the donors when we raised the money would then be put into the general elections fund.
Right.
So that came in handy.
Why do you think people are so willing to part with their money for what DAP is doing and also for the party? It's a political party.
Well, it's a political party that they believe will fight for their rights. It's a political party that believe that their leaders are of integrity, and the leaders that do everything they can within their means, despite the pressures, prejudices, as well as the biasness of the system.
With the word that you just mentioned, integrity of the party, you mentioned in your blog you're very disappointed with Dr. Paul Lau being the person who was championing a lot of the causes of integrity, and all of a sudden he's now made a minister, and you're very disappointed. Why so?
I'm not disappointed that he's being made a minister.
Yes. Why are you so disappointed of him not standing up to a lot of the causes right
That's right.
now?
I mean, what I'm disappointed is the words he used and said when he was outside of the cabinet
Sure.
are now
Contradicting?
changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Contradicting.
Contradicting.
He said he supported IPCMC before. Now in cabinet he says, well, EAIC is about the same as IPCMC.
Why do you think this change has happened? Is it all because of money? You become more driven to make more money as a politician?
I'm not in a position to speculate what his motives are, and that question perhaps should be directed
But don't
at
you
him.
think he does not have any choice? I mean, put yourself in his position. He's now in government, and there's not much actually that he can say which is on the other side.
Then why join the government?
Okay. That's
If
actually a good statement.
If I'm offered a cabinet position, and if I were to accept, I will accept on the condition that I can keep on saying and raising matters that matters to me and the people.
Well, what happened to Zaid Ibrahim? I mean,
He quit.
there. He couldn't, so he left.
He left.
So does that make a point that if we can't change within, we should leave the party, we should leave the cabinet?
Why do you want to stay?
So why is Kari Jamaluddin still on the cabinet currently?
You think he's a good guy?
I'm not saying, I'm asking a question. I'm
He
asking a
seems to
question,
be-
why
he seems
is
to be
everyone
good
saying that
friends
he's
with
doing
you.
a
He
good
seems
job?
to be good friends with you.
I don't have his number on my phone.
Oh wow. Okay.
So are you saying that he's not a good guy?
No, I'm not saying he's not a good guy. He believes that he can make the changes from within, and we hope to see the changes
But
from
Anwar
within.
Ibrahim failed. He was in government and he failed to make any changes at all. Yeah. So what makes us think that Kyrie can do it?
You should ask him.
So are you saying that no matter what he does, the only way that he can change the government, even if he becomes the next prime minister, that he keeps aspiring to become, he needs to leave the party?
No. He may make it and become the prime minister, and he may turn the whole country around and change our system to be.
Being in UMNO.
Yeah, he could.
But you just mentioned that there's possibility of almost zero.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. What I said is, if you join and straight away you toe the line, then what's the point? If you join, then you fight from within, keep to your line, and hope to make changes, then maybe.
But a lot of these ministers or these politicians who join and they think that they can make these changes, but at the end of the day, they give up too easily.
That's their issue, not mine.
So are you saying that if you were selected by Najib into his cabinet currently to be a minister to make changes within, would you stay to ensure that you can do
would
what
you
you
go
need to?
actually? Would you agree in the first place to
Would
be
I agree in the
minister in
first
the
place?
cabinet?
Not under
Finance
the
minister. You are, after all, a
Oh,
former businessman
that
and
is a
also
pipe
from
dream.
Oxford. A lot of people know you're one of the smartest actually around.
Okay, first of all, it will never happen. Number two,
Why not,
Huh?
YB?
Cause I don't believe that the current set of government has got any strong sense of integrity. No.
So shouldn't we put someone with more integrity in there to ensure that it helps out?
And the way to do that will be to change the government.
Okay? There's no
Totally.
other way.
Not at the moment as I see it.
So if you were offered, you would not take it?
I will have my conditions, and I don't think those conditions can be met.
What are some of the conditions perhaps
Conditions
you can
are
share
such
with
that,
us?
for example, all privatization projects must be tendered openly. Despite the transformation program that has been preached since over the past 4 years, all privatization projects, every single one of them, highways, utilities, what do you call it, the railways, etc., are all awarded on a direct negotiations basis.
YB, what is your thought on Dato' Jaya? Because he seems to have very different opinions from you with regards to all these numbers and figures on the NKAAs, the national key result areas where
He's
you
very
say
confident that it's going somewhere which is like, he's used the words like to greater heights and newer heights and soaring to,
They have very nice words. If you read the presentation, if you read the government transformation program, if you read the economic transformation program, 80% of it, I'm in agreement with it. Okay, things that they want to do, they want to achieve,
You
they want to
are
make the government.
in agreement.
Yeah, they want to make the government more efficient. Why would I disagree with that? So it's very well written, but when it comes to the actual execution, nothing happens. When it comes to packaging, it's beautiful.
So how do they show numbers that crime rate is actually reducing, index dropping?
Oh, very simple. You change the goalpost, you shift the markers, you publish a set of numbers that the public want to see. Those that they don't want to see, you put it aside.
So the public will never know the truth ever with all this moving of goalposts. all
Not
the time.
unless there's full transparency. I'm a member of parliament. I asked in parliament last year for a full set of crime indexes broken down by cities and state and by type of
What
crime.
about ethnicity as well, ethnicity?
I didn't ask for that,
Yeah.
but I asked for breakdown by city, by number, so that I can tell my residents what's the crime situation.
Sure.
And the answer was, we don't keep such statistics. Which is complete nonsense. It's a complete lie in Parliament. They had that. They had that 5 years ago when they gave it to MPs, but now they refuse
So you're
to
saying
give
they
it.
had the statistics, but they're not revealing it?
They're not revealing.
And
And
you
the
have members
reason
of parliament are lying, and what can we do about it? What can you do with other members of parliament who lies in
And that's the
parliament?
reason. That's the reason why I can't join this cabinet, because they are not willing to change. They will not change. They will hide information to give a better perception of crime.
When do you think we can change this whole entire cabinet and change government?
Next elections?
You're very confident of that?
Yes.
That it will definitely be next elections?
Yes.
Some of the other Pakatan MPs think otherwise. They think it's going to be less than 5 years. They think it's going to be 2 years, 3
But
years.
that's what
down
you
the road.
guys said in 2008. You said in 2013 we will change government, and now
We
in
want to
2013,
change government.
yes, we want to,
Yeah. In 2013, we want
Yeah.
to change government.
but you can't. You cannot do that.
It would be more difficult than 2014.
Right. So the next
Sorry,
elections.
it will be more difficult than the 14th general election.
Sure. So are you saying that the 14th general election is sure to see a change in government?
I'm convinced that we will see a change in government.
So the first person I'll be inviting back here when we change the government is minister in the cabinet, which is YB24.
What makes you think I'll be appointed?
Well, they need some smart people in there, and obviously people think that you are the other smart
And to make
individuals.
money. And to make money.
You are very passionate about education as well, I understand.
Yes.
And you were supposedly a deputy representation of the person in charge of education, the shadow cabinet,
Higher education.
higher education. In your opinion, what are the three important things that we need to do immediately to ensure that our education in Malaysia is going to be so much better than what it is currently?
Two things I'll mention up front. Number one, competition. When you what has happened over the past decade is that they've made everything easier so that you get more passes, you get more entries into universities, you get everyone with great results.
Sure.
And hence you have got 15,000 people who got all A's in SPM. 15,000, you know. But what has actually happened, and teachers have told me, is that they reduced the marks to get an A. To pass additional mathematics today, 15 marks. Not 50, 15 marks. And this information are never revealed in Parliament. You ask, secret.
So it's happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
So what has happened is they have actually removed the element of competition. When you don't have to compete, when you don't have to work for it, then why would we get better? That's number one.
Right,
So the
right.
quality of students will drop because you are not made to work for your results. That's
Yeah.
number one. And number two, obviously the competition even within the academia, between universities, they don't get to choose their students. So what the government is doing is they are rationing the students. They're splitting up all the smart ones everywhere, whether by race, by any other means. And as a result, what we get is a whole bunch of mediocre universities. But I think the problem really starts young, in primary school and secondary school, where you need to really promote competitiveness.
Sounds like a scourge.
One of the manifestos of education for Pakatan team was that it'll be free education, right? What competition are you talking about then if it's free?
Free has nothing to do with competition. Competition, we're
precisely
talking
the
about the
point.
quality of the education. Free education is
Shouldn't
about
individuals be given an opportunity to fight for the right, to earn the right, competing to get into scholarships and